Go for the pin.
Go for the pin wrestling review show. Mikey Q and King V.
Go for the pin.
Have a nice day every day, and
Go for the pin.
Go for the pin.
Weekly wrestling review show. Keep killing it.
Yes, y'all. We are alive. Go for the pin, episode 55. We're here. It's Mikey Q, and I got King V in the building.
Yep, King V, aka Cardi Beware, in the building, and I am here and I am ready.
And I'm glad that you mentioned Cardi. Love that, by the
Yes.
way, because Cardi is the official artist for SummerSlam, because her up song is the theme song for SummerSlam, and that's what we're here to talk about, everybody. But we're going to be talking about a lot more than just SummerSlam. SummerSlam predictions are coming up a little bit later, but we have a lot to talk about. We got Rampage that debuted last week. You know, we'll get into SmackDown. There was a lot that happened over the weekend as well, outside of the WWE. So I'm excited, man. I actually am excited. This has been a great period for wrestling.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's the indies are on fire. Okay, a lot of companies outside of WWE are on fire. So yeah,
And WWE is on fire.
King B, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. You can say that in. Well, where do we start? I guess we should probably get right into it because we have a lot to talk about tonight, V.
Yeah, shout outs to what's in my cup, and shout out to my tag team partner for this cup.
Okay.
So we are gonna. I'm gonna get a text anyway. Let's start with SmackDown.
Okay, let's go.
Let's
right
start
to
low.
SmackDown.
Let's start low and go high.
I take it you didn't like SmackDown.
No.
It's interesting because I actually enjoyed SmackDown this week, but let's get into it. So SmackDown from Friday the 13th, right before Rampage, it opened up with a promo between John Cena and Roman Reigns in the ring, a face-to-face, and okay, so Roman had some good lines and Cena had some good lines. I mean, how can I explain this? It felt like a worked shoot. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good way to get some heat for the match because I know they're relying on John Cena and Roman Reigns to sell this match just based on their name value alone. But I actually enjoyed the opening segment here. You know, John had that comment about, being, okay, Roman compared him to missionary, and John said, I mean, if you know the line, if you found somebody, right? And Roman responded.
Never mind. Go ahead.
Roman responded with saying that apparently it wasn't good enough for Nikki Bella. I almost ran out the room. And
I was like,
yeah, I liked it. Even Cena was like, I like that. I like that line. And then even Cena with the line about you chased Dean Ambrose out of the WWE. You almost ruined Seth Rollins. Like, I mean, and you've been protected your whole career for the last 10 years. You've been protected by this company that's pushed you, and they did the air quotes when he said pushed. So I thought this was a great opening segment to open SmackDown. What did you think about this whole thing, B?
I also thought it was a good segment. Who performed better?
I mean, that one's tough. So here's the thing, right? Roman has never been one of those guys, and he mentioned this on commentary. He's never been one of those guys that can just go back and forth in a promo like John can, right? So I think Cena is just naturally good at these type of promos. But Roman held his own. I would give the edge to Cena, but I would say Roman held his own. What do you think?
I'm gonna agree with you. I think even though Roman has been so strong for this past almost a year,
Yeah.
Now, I, this particular case, Cena did outperform him to me.
Yeah.
That line, that very slick line about winning the title
Yeah.
and
Oh, thank
jumping
you.
over and blowing you a kiss.
Who did that?
You know,
We'll get there. We'll get there.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I think that was like I was like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cena
Yeah.
got that one because it for me. It was like, okay, not enough for Nikki Bella. I was like, okay, all right, we get it. They were together. Things didn't work out mainly because of him, but it was. She's moved past it. She has a kid. I think that was like a piece of cheap heat that wasn't really needed.
Oh, come on, V.
Yeah,
I thought it was good.
it was
I
cheap
thought it
heat.
was a good line.
It was cheap heat. It was
That's
cheap heat.
fine. That works sometimes. Like I don't know. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good line.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it
He
was a
could have
good
done
line.
better. He could have done better with that, but I think Cena outperformed him today or that
Yeah.
night.
And I mean, John getting the 1, 2, 3 over. I thought that was cool. Also, he was like, "Listen, yeah, Roman's gonna beat me up, but all I need is 1, 2, 3." And he got the crowd to say what like he had the crowd invested, and that is
Yes.
one thing that not just Cena, but like people that came up in the business with Cena and before Cena, that is what separates an average performer from a superstar. And I think that that's where John Cena excels. Getting that crowd invested, whether they're booing him, whether they're cheering, whether they're doing both, they are invested in him, and
Now,
that's important. Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was
No,
going
no,
to say you said that's what separates a performer from a superstar. Do you think that Roman is a superstar right now?
in the wrestling business, yeah. I don't think he's a mainstream superstar. I don't think if I ask 10 people walking down the street if they know who Roman Reigns is, I don't know if all 10 of those people are gonna say yes. But I do know that they would say yes if I asked them the same question about John Cena.
I've seen.
So I don't know. I think in the wrestling world, yeah, Roman's a megastar. But mainstream, I don't know. He might be a star. I know he was in a couple of movies now and things like that. He might be, but I don't think he's anywhere the level of like a John Cena. I would argue more people might know who the Miz is over Roman Reigns, and I know that might sound controversial, but
But
I'm gonna be honest with
I
you.
agree with you. I mean,
Right?
he started on the Real World. He said on the Real World, "I'm going to be a wrestler."
Yeah.
And people laughed at that man.
Yeah. Well, who's laughing
And
now, pal?
truly, I mean,
Been in the
you know,
business. Yeah.
will Roman get there? I think so. I don't think he needs to do like if he does like more movies and stuff like that. That's up to him. But I don't. For me right now, I think he's just beginning, and I think within a couple of years, maybe what I don't want to jinx it and say maybe within a year,
Right. Right.
He'll be worldwide. No Titus.
Worldwide.
But I give him like maybe 2 years at best, especially if they do this alleged Rock versus Roman match.
I think that's happening. I definitely think it's happening. But
So
we'll see.
I think that match will make him a superstar.
Okay. All right. We'll see. So after this opening segment, we had an intercontinental title match. We knew where this was going. I mean, Apollo didn't even get an entrance. And that's usually pretty telling for a champion if they don't get an entrance. I'll speak about somebody else that didn't get an entrance, but it wasn't on this show. I'll get there later on. Trust me. But anyway, so yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Apollo to become the new Intercontinental Champion. No problem with this. I'm like, all right. I mean, Shinsuke Nakamura deserves. So I mean, I don't have any problem with this. I didn't think the match was anything special, but it is what it is. What do you think it is?
So this is one of the few reasons why I didn't like SmackDown. Um, I didn't hate the fact that Shinsuke won and Apollo
Right.
lost. I didn't hate that fact. It was just like there was no actual build to this. It's like they did honestly they did nothing
Right. Yeah.
really with Apollo, and that annoys me because it's like he has this Nigerian king gimmick, and guys, for the last time, he's legitimately Nigerian.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
accent that he's doing is probably what he speaks, how he speaks around his family. It's not a fake accent. He's legitimately Nigerian. Fucking
Yeah.
idiot. You fucking blockhead. Anyway.
Blockhead. Wow.
but,
Whoa. All right.
but
Oh
I've
man.
been saying blockhead for the past 48 hours, and it's been great. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, I don't like the fact that he lost without a build. Get it
Yeah.
together, Mike. It was like there was no build to this. It's like, okay, Shinsuke versus oh Jesus, Apollo. All right, Apollo loses. Okay, great. Shinsuke is the new champion. There was no story. There was no build. It was just like that kind of cemented his reign as like I don't want to say irrelevant, but it kind of was, and it sucks because Apollo was really good. And I think if they would have built a story around this,
Yeah.
eventually to Shinsuke winning,
Mhm.
then I wouldn't have a problem with how this happened. But
Yeah.
does it happen how it happened? I wasn't a fan.
I mean, the Intercontinental title is like been so watered
It's
down over
supposed to
years.
be the workhorse title.
Yeah, it is, but they've watered down that title so much that it's like whatever. I didn't have a problem with this. I'm like whatever. They didn't do much with Apollo as champion anyway, so why not put it on King Nakamura? Whatever. Okay, so then we had the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy. It looks like Angelo Dawkins picked up the win after the pin Chad Gable. After a scary spot from Montez, it looked like he overshot Otis, and they had to like improvise on the fly there. But nonetheless, Street Profits, excuse me, actually won the match. So yeah, again, not much to this, but okay, okay, like.
It's like now I want. I'll get to my rant when we get to Raw, but
Yeah.
they could be doing so much more with the talent that they have, and even with the storylines that that they're trying or half-ass building.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was okay. We can move
on. So we get Seth Rollins in the production truck after the match, and we get a Kevin Dunn sighting. Kevin Dunn was actually
fucking fortunately.
Kevin Dunn was on the left. For people that don't know who Kevin Dunn is, he was on the left of Seth Rollins in that segment. I was like, is that Kevin Dunn?
You also know Kevin Dunn from the hit 1998 Nicktoons show, The Angry Beavers. And he's not Norbit, not the yellow one, the brown one, the dumb one, Daggett. Yeah, that's
my
Kevin
God.
Dunn. Mm-hmm.
Check.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Okay.
I'm on 10 today. Let's go.
I see. Mm-hmm. We missed a week, so we back now. We back in full effect this week.
Yeah.
So Seth Rollins is demanding that Kevin Dunn play footage after the break. So after the break, we go to the ring, and it's like this propaganda video of Edge. Yeah. I thought this was entertaining. Seth says that Edge isn't there tonight, and the crowd chants "We want Edge." The crowd is actually pretty good for SmackDown. That was another reason why I give them.
I will
credit.
say they
were pretty loud all night. Yeah. So they showed video footage from Seth attempting to curb stomp Edge back from 2014, and he didn't do it. And he said to Edge, "This time I will not hesitate. I will put you out for good." And I'm like, whoa, okay. Seth Rollins versus Edge is one of the matches that have been built up really well. I am looking
Yes.
forward to Seth Rollins versus Edge, and
I
we'll
agree.
get to that, when we do the predictions later on in the show. But I am looking forward to it. What did you think about this, V?
I also think this was great. This was the match that I didn't know I wanted.
Yeah. Well, I
Um,
wanted back in 2014 when it happened, when they did that whole, I'm gonna break his neck.
I mean, when they did that, when they teased it, I was like, it's never gonna happen.
Right.
He can't do it anymore. And I'm not saying that he's not capable, but it's like, injuries and
Yeah, he thought he was
this is
retired.
matchable. This is a match that'll never happen. Lo and behold,
Yeah.
clearly I was wrong. A good smooth almost 8 years later, here we go.
Yeah.
But I think this was well done. This is one of the few matches that were built up well.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna save my predictions, of course, when we get to the predictions part. But
Yep.
I'm excited about it.
Okay. All right. Me too. This is one of the top matches for SummerSlam for me, and I think the company's positioned it as such as well. So we got the Mysterios versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. I don't care. Mysterios defeat Robert Roode and Dolph after Usos tried to interfere via the Titantron. Or do we still call it the Titantron? Yeah. Anyway, it didn't work.
Yeah, Minaki.
Okay.
No.
So we something I do care about. So we go to the ring,
Mhm.
and Baron Corbin is out there for his last.
Down bad Corbin.
Down bad Corbin. Hashtag down bad Corbin.
Oh man.
So Corbin goes to the ring for his last plea.
I want to give the person who created that credit, but I think they got suspended from Twitter. I believe it was PBS Impulse 9. I really hope I have that. No, it was not me. It was not. It was not me. It was not me. I have to free him, but hopefully he gets unsuspended. But when he called him down bad Corbin, I was like, that is gold.
It's great. Down bad Corbin is great.
Down bad Corbin.
So Corbin asked the WWE Universe to all contribute $1,000 each, and he'll be perfectly fine. He's like, look, if you all contribute $1,000, I can get through this. He had his own credit card reader on his phone. I mean, it was great. It was great. And Michael Cole said on commentary, he's like, yeah, he took that phone from his mother. He's on his mom's plan. I thought that was great also.
That was so funny.
So Kevin Owens comes out there and he says, all right, if you can beat me in a match, I'll give you the $1,000. Right? Well, needless to say, Corbin did not beat Kevin Owens. So Corbin, he loses, right? Again. And after the match, he sees Big E in the back because I forgot who was trying to interview him. I think it was Kayla, maybe, or I can't remember. But somebody was trying to interview Corbin backstage, and Corbin sees Big E, pushes him, and he runs up with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Oh man, I'm entertained. I will say that I am very entertained.
Yeah.
Big E's not gonna lose his briefcase to Corbin, but it's a good way to build something up there. Like,
never.
Oh man! All right, so we get the main event of the evening, which is a contract signing. You notice the tone in my voice just went down, like
okay.
So anytime, and I okay,
relax.
All right, hold on. Please stand by for technical difficulties. Okay. All right. So we'll have the merch coming up soon. Don't worry, y'all. Oh, spoiler alert. Oh man, this is terrible. We're about to go to commercial, so I can fix this. For
funny.
My microphone keeps going in and out. People, this is what happens. Am I good? Can you guys hear me?
You're good. I can hear you. You're good.
So anytime there's a contract signing, I dread it. I'm like, but I will give SmackDown credit for the last couple of contract signings, especially the one with Roman Reigns. With Roman and John Cena. I thought that was well done. This one, not so much. We had a contract signing between Sasha and Bianca Belair. Sasha says that she needs witnesses, like there's not 15,000 people in the building, but she needs witnesses to observe her signing this contract. Zelina and Carmella come out there. I will say, if that is going to be a faction, okay, I'm invested. If that's where they're going, but this whole contract signing angle, I'm over it. Bianca knew that she was about to get jumped, so she took the first shot, and she gets beat up and laid out, and SmackDown goes up there. That's pretty much.
I just want to highlight her flipping over the table.
I thought that was awesome.
Once again, Bianca Belair is baby facing for her life right now.
Yeah.
So good in such a short amount of time. Man, that woman is talented. Going to the alleged faction that might be happening. I guess that's maybe something for Sasha to do. I don't think it's a bad idea because Sasha's not winning.
Oh man, you gotta make them wait for your prediction there.
Sorry, everybody. But
wow.
Do we see somebody or somebody's help Bianca? So many people back there, so many people you're not using. Tony Storm. Well, probably not Tony Storm. But, Liv Morgan. Bring it to the floor. Like, what the fuck is Naomi? And I just like.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
There's so many people that they're not using that they could, and unless the point is to have Bianca by herself, I don't know. To overcome the odds, I don't know. But the contract signing, yeah, it wasn't the best, but I did like the fact that Bianca was holding her own. See, right there. Like, how salute a bad bitch when you see her. Like truly. Like, Bianca is truly making. Bianca is a star.
Yeah.
Sasha is a star.
Yeah.
2 stars in a match.
Yeah.
Like, not just in the wrestling world, but mainstream. Okay. Bianca has picks with Megan Thee Stallion.
Yes.
She's on who?
That's awesome, by the way. Yeah.
Sasha's in The Mandalorian.
She's in The Mandalorian, bro.
Like, shout out to my Star Wars fans. But I think I want to see them top. We'll get to the damn predictions.
Right.
I didn't fully enjoy it, but it was okay. It was better than what I thought it was going to be.
Okay. Like I said, I'm not a fan of contract signings anyway at this point, and you got to really like do something amazing. That table flip was amazing, but other than that, you got to really like do something different with these contract signings for me to really be like really impressed. So I mean, I don't know. I'm over contract signings. What do you give SmackDown as a whole before we go to Rampage? But
I am going to be nice to say a 2 count.
Okay. All right. You're being nice by saying a 2 count. I am saying a 2 count, where for me, it could have almost been an airpool if it wasn't for that contract signing. I will say that. But yeah, that's how much I enjoyed SmackDown this week. See, I don't come on here and bury SmackDown every week, but Raw, yes. SmackDown, no.
Oh, because Raw is awful.
Yeah,
but we'll get
rawful. Shout out to the people that call it rawful. Yeah, rawful.
That sounds. Never mind. I'll say that.
Okay, so we're gonna go.
It's not the show for that. Okay. Yeah.
We're gonna see the Rampage there on the screen.
Right there. Right. Yeah. Right there.
It's right there. Let's go to AEW Rampage. The debut on TNT. So Rampage opened up with a match for the Impact World Championship. We had Christian Cage versus Kenny Omega, who was the current champion at the
Mhm.
time of that show.
Mhm.
So a lot of back and forth, and I will say this, right? And I hate to be that guy, but as soon as I saw Brian Myers win the Battle Royal on Impact, which before I know we're talking about Rampage, but can I just say I can't believe they did my girl Kara like they did Allie a few years ago. It looks like they're gonna kill the character of Kiera Hogan on Impact. But yeah, that's not a spoiler. If you watch what happened to Allie, it looks like they're gonna do the same thing to Kiera.
Yeah.
But yeah, poor Kiera. It looks like she turned babyface before she left though, which is
Like,
pretty cool.
okay, you're leaving Impact. Okay, murder. Like,
Yeah,
whoa, whoa.
murder or jail.
This is
Murder or
not death.
jail.
This is not Death Row. You are not Suge Knight. Okay, I am not Tupac.
Right.
But
Murder or jail. Ex Taya Valkyrie.
that,
But
yikes!
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, pal. But
All right.
anyway, so and then Brian Myers won this battle royal to determine the number one contender for the Impact World Championship. And I'm like, a heel just won this battle royal. Kenny's probably gonna lose this Impact title. And because I said, you know what? And again, if you probably watched Rampage by now. Britt Baker was not losing the title. I knew that. We all knew that. We all predicted that, right?
Mhm.
We'll get to Britt Baker's match in a few, but because Britt wasn't losing and Miro was not going to lose the TNT championship,
No, he was.
I'm like, you got to do something to start off Rampage with a bang. And what better way to do that than to change a title that doesn't really mean much for AEW, but it does for Impact. So let's put the title on Christian Cage.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. The new Impact World Champion is Christian Cage, and they did a good job at making me think maybe Christian isn't going to win this. When the Young Bucks ran out there, and I'm like, oh, here we go, Christian's getting screwed. But no, Swerve, pal, or Swerve, bro, I should say. Swerve, bro. Those that got it, they got it.
Yeah.
Christian hits the he hits the kill switch.
Kill switch.
Yeah, he hits kill switch through a chair, which looked insane.
It looked really good.
Yeah, shout out to Kenny for the sell job on that one. And Christian's the new champ. What did you think about this opening match? And what do you think about Christian being the new Impact champion?
I'm not gonna lie. That wasn't the title change I was expecting. That was
Really?
not that was not the title change I was expecting.
Okay.
I thought it was really good. I love that chair spot. My eyes rolled to the back of my head when I saw the Young Bucks. You know how I feel about them.
Yeah, I get it, but I get it.
Christian winning was a surprise to me. I'm glad they did it.
Yeah.
Which means that they get, they're able to eventually get the Impact World title back to Impact.
Right.
And it was well done. I really did enjoy this match.
I thought this was a great way to open the show. I was really impressed by the opening contest for Rampage. It gave the fans something that they will remember as we watch this kill switch onto a chair here. Look at this. Boom. Oh man, almost killed Kenny on that. There
Great
goes
sound.
the 3 count here. 2, 3. Great. All right. Yeah, let's get that off the screen before we get sued by AEW. All right, so yeah, so yeah, I heard Tony's cracking down on that, but that's a whole nother story. Yeah. So that was a great opening segment. We go to the TNT championship match. Fuego del Sol versus Miro for the TNT championship. I had no thought in my mind of Fuego del Sol winning this match at all. It started off really quick, with Fuego getting some offense early, but he was shut down real quick, and Miro defeats Fuego del Sol. Now, I said how I would book this. And again, we didn't have a show last week, so I couldn't have said it on here, but I did, tell people that, anybody that was talking about it to me, I was saying how I would book it is basically what they did. I didn't expect Sammy Guevara to be the one to come out there and do this. Because I don't watch Sammy's vlog, or I actually just started watching it, but I wasn't watching Sammy's vlog, so I didn't know how close they actually were. But I had said to my pops, who, is also a huge fan, that shout outs to him, yeah, who's probably listening somewhere, maybe.
Sorry for my
But
language.
he doesn't care. It's all good. But yeah, I said to him, I said, how would book it? Frago loses, and then Tony Khan himself comes out there and hands him the contract. It kind of went that way. Only Sammy was the one to give him the contract, which it makes sense. It makes sense. But yeah, what did you think about this whole thing?
So I watch nothing Sammy Guevara. Yeah, but it was a great moment. I think that was legitimate. I don't think that was planned because
Yeah.
those tears his face was red, and so
No, I
just
know.
like
Yeah.
I was like, that was a good moment. I was like, okay, if they were going to do something like this, I'm glad they did it here. So
Yeah.
it was a heartwarming moment. It was a quick match, which we expected it to be. Yeah, I have zero problems with this.
Yeah, I thought this was great. I thought it was great stuff. And yeah, to the people that was saying that this was a work and he was signed weeks ago, no, I can confirm that he did not know, and this was a complete shoot. They told him to stay in the ring, and he didn't know what was happening. He's like,
look at the man's face. He was red. Like he's not Angela Bassett. He's not Viola Davis.
Right, right.
That can
shout out to both of those.
Cry legitimate. Those were legit tears.
Yeah,
and that was a heartwarming moment. I did like that moment. I was like, okay, that was nice. Great way, to I guess the midpoint of the show. So the crowd's still hot. The crowd's still happy. Nobody's disappointed.
Right.
It's a great show so far. So I had no problems with that.
Yeah, I mean, so he has said he being Frago, pronouns pal, said that it was a complete shoot. They told him, hey, stay in the ring. And he thought it was like gonna be like a post-match beatdown. It was like, oh man, y'all gonna beat me up on the way out. Also, like, he thought he thought it was gonna be like a post-match beatdown or something, just but he thought like Lance Archer was gonna come out there and beat him up or something. But yeah, he didn't know. He said it was a complete shoot. He didn't know. And welcome to AEW, man. Officially.
Yeah, he's all elite. It very well deserved. The man is talented.
Yeah.
And real shit like that I like to see.
Yeah, because, definitely.
They're performers, they're wrestlers, but they're also human, which a lot of wrestling fans forget that. But I think that was really well done. It was a great moment and a great way to hit the midpoint of the show.
Yeah. So let's keep going here. We had in the main event for the AEW Women's Championship, we had stirred. We had Red Velvet versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Or should I went this way? I should have went this way because it's on camera, right?
I mean, either way, if you put if you go DMD, the DMD,
it's DMD. There you go. I mean,
whatever.
The people that's listening audio version didn't see any of that, but it's okay. Shout out to everybody that's listening audio. But yeah. So anyway, Red Velvet's out first. A lot of boos for Red Velvet, of course. I mean, look, this was Britt's hometown. Red Velvet was the heel. She just was. She was the heel. There was nothing that she could do to beat a babyface in this match. Britt Baker was over like Rover, as we like to say. She was a huge babyface. And the crowd was going crazy for it. This crowd was hot for this match. A lot of back and forth. And Red Velvet actually went to put on the lockjaw, and that's when she messed up. Britt was able to counter her own finish, which anytime anybody goes anytime anybody goes for their opponent's move, it never works out. Like, they always reverse it on you, so because it's their move. Britt gets the submission win over a very game Red Velvet. And after the match, Britt has to remind everybody that she is a heel, right? She goes she attacks Red Velvet after the match. Chris Statlander tries to make the save. And after that, we had somebody in a black t-shirt and black hat come to the ring, and she takes off the black hat, and at first I'm like, is that Becky? But then I'm like, no, there's no chance. There's not a chance. I was like, but hey,
Not Becky.
for a moment there, it looked like for 1 second, it was like, wait, what? Wait a minute.
I knew
no.
that wasn't Becky, but that was.
I knew for a fact it wasn't, but
like that, it would have. Oh my god! But
yeah,
no, that wasn't Becky.
it was not Becky. It was actually Jamie Hayter. I am not familiar with Jamie's work. I was like, okay. And we went off the air with Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker on top. Other than okay, I'll let you guide. I'll let you guide. And
so cute for her, but I want to talk about the match real quick. I really enjoyed the match. I just want to shout out all of every single black woman that has laced up a pair of boots within the last 12 months, because all of you have been killing it. You got your Biancas, you got your Sashas, you got your Faye Jacksons, you got your Willow Nightingales. You got your Willow Nightingales, you got your Tasha Steeles, you got the Kiera Hogans, you got your Big Swoles. It is so many other women that I could name, but I would be here all night, and we don't need I'm sleepy. But Red Velvet has shown that she's a star that night.
Yeah.
And she deserves a lot more credit than what she's getting. And she showed her ass that night. She was so good. She was so good. I'm sitting there like, yo, this is good. Like she exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to forget the Jade Cargills, because if you have not seen her on Dark, whoo.
I watch Dark now more than almost anything, but good.
It's so good. Shout out to Black women in wrestling, but Red Velvet has shown that she has the ability to be a star.
Yeah,
and I think right now it's Britt's moment. It's probably going to be Britt's moment for a while, but I think that within due time, Red Velvet is going to be a women's world champion.
No doubt. And that was Rampage. Oh, I just wanted to say, like, other than I guess the Jamie Hayter running, I don't think it was necessary. I think we could have went off the air with Britt on top, and that would have been that.
Even beating up Red Velvet.
Yeah, even that. Yeah, because she's in Britt's
to remind us that she's the heel.
Right. Britt does that every now and then, because she did that right after she beat Sheeta. Because when she beat Sheeta, the crowd was going crazy for her. She babyface hug Tony Schiavone, and all of that. So even after that, she went out the next week, was like, listen, I did this by myself. I didn't need any of you guys, which is awesome.
I don't need Rebel, Reba, McIntyre. No, nobody.
Actually, check an hour ago.
They called her Reba. The first person I think of Reba McIntyre. But anyway, what do you think of Rampage?
I thought it was a great first show. And since we on Rampage this Friday, will this be the biggest night in AEW history?
Let's grade it first. Let's grade it first.
Let's grade it. Okay,
grade it first.
Right. I'll give this a 3-count show. I thought it was great.
And you know what? Keep that shit up there, because I agree with you. Great show.
So, yeah, it is 3 count. No problem with Rampage. Rampage did, I believe, about 780,000 or something like that, or 770,000, which for Friday night after a 2-hour SmackDown at 10 o'clock Eastern, that's really good. So I'm gonna give them credit for that. They did higher than both Dynamites that aired on Friday night. So that's great. Do they break 1 million this Friday?
I'm gonna say yes. Okay. Now, I personally,
let's go, V.
No, we're not gonna talk. We're not gonna talk about it. Okay. Not this week. Not yet.
Okay.
I personally think that they should have, for the time slot. Personally, they should start at 7.
7 o'clock on a Friday. Either way,
I mean,
7 o'clock or
let's be
10 o'clock
real.
is gonna be
10 o'clock
God.
on a Friday. 10 o'clock on a Friday. Usually in my younger days, I
Yeah.
am 3 sheets to the wind. So it's just like
Yeah.
under the high grade willow tree. But I think that shout out to the storm that's coming through. Anyway,
Oh man.
storm, no Tony. But
Yeah. Speaking of Tony
no
Wish, yeah.
Tony,
Yeah.
no Tony.
Whatever. Yeah.
But I think that Rampage was really well done. It shows that you can get an hour of wrestling in and leave it at that.
Yeah.
Like you don't need 3 hours raw if you're not gonna put a whole bunch of people in. And I'm trying to think of what I can compare Rampage to, and I'm trying not to compare it to WWE products. It's like it's a good show. It's 1 hour. It's all you need. It's like I feel like it's like a I don't even want to say like a Sunday Night Heat. Even a Sunday Night Heat was good, or like a Velocity. It's like I think that for the first show they highlighted the main event talent. I think
Yeah.
if they use Rampage to elevate the other talent on the roster, like how they do Dark,
I was gonna say they already have Dark for that though.
I know, but it's like I guess this is like AEW SmackDown. I don't want to compare it to that.
Yeah.
But in a sense, because honestly, I'm gonna be real. On a Friday night, I'm not gonna be watching wrestling until midnight. So
Yeah.
I think that was a good choice to have it at least be an hour.
Yeah.
We have 3 big high-profile matches. Boom, boom, boom. And was it 3 matches? Yeah, it was 3 matches.
Mhm.
Wait, yeah, it was 3 matches.
No
boom,
filler.
boom, boom.
No filler.
Like no
Everything nice
filler,
up
no
there.
nothing,
Yeah.
no extra shit, no stealing dolls, no.
We didn't get the Raw yet.
No, you don't have to. But it's like it was
Fair.
a good and to the point show. It's like, okay, boom, we have a title match here, a title match here, a title match here. Change, no change, no change. I thought it was concise. I thought it was to the point, and I think that's something that AEW needs. And I think that this would be a great opportunity for them to showcase, the other talent, that may not make it to the show. Even though it's like we do have Dark for that, but like the other champions. So if you keep the main women's champion and then like maybe the world champion, and then like maybe have the tag team champions every now and again, or have like a big storyline or Rampage. It's they knew how to separate everything, and I think it was completely well done.
Yeah, I mean, I do think I think Dark and Elevation should be should continue to be used to elevate
like a main event, like a Saturday Night Heat, like a superstar, something like that.
I wouldn't do that with Rampage though. I would use your big stars for Rampage. I would use I would have the Kenny Omegas and the Britt Bakers and everything. Like I would have them on that show. I mean, not every week. You don't have to have. So let's say, okay, Britt Baker headline this week, right? Okay, have Kenny or Miro even main event next week. Like that. That's well, no, not next week, but in the weeks to come.
The weeks to come.
In the weeks to come. I would do something like that. I would not have like your younger. How can I put this? I wouldn't have your unknown talent on Rampage. I would have them continue to work their way up through Dark and Elevation, and then when they're ready, put them on Dynamite and Rampage. I think that works. I think that's a good system because you don't want to have too many inexperienced people on national television. It makes your product not look very professional. So and because some of the things I see on Dark sometimes it's like, all right, I can see why this person is on Dark. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I'm not trying to be insulting. It's just there are people that's on
Dark. Not ready yet. Like they have something, but they're not ready yet.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
It's like we're giving you a chance to get out there and show what you can do, but it doesn't seem like you just. It's like something's not clicking.
Yeah, you just
2 + 2 is not 4 to you. It's 3, and we need to figure out why it's not 4.
Right, and I think that's important. I think it's important to have that. So let's keep going because we still got a lot to cover here tonight. very briefly, shout out to Leo Rush, okay, friend of the
Mhm.
show, and Danny Limelight, another friend of the
Yes,
show.
yes.
So they actually wrestled each other this past weekend on New Japan Strong. Um, it was actually Carl. What was this? Carl Fredericks and Leo Rush versus
Mhm.
Team Filthy of Danny Limelight and Tom Lawyer. Um, and yeah, it looks like Leo and Carl defeated Team Filthy, or the new LAX as they're known as in MLW. So but Danny wants a one-on-one match with Leo Rush, so hopefully we can make that happen. I'll make some
Oh,
phone
I
calls.
want it. I want to see it. I
I'll
want
make
to
some phone
see
calls and see if we can get that to happen.
in my Monique voice. I would like to see
Ah,
it. Like,
oh my god. All right. All right. All right. Yeah, you've used that before, but and I've
yeah.
seen it. But that's a whole nother
I
story.
mean, in other contexts, but
Yes,
we're just gonna go there. Yeah.
yeah. Hilarious.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's keep going here. So that happened.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of New Japan, so over the weekend they had Emergence, I believe it's called. Emergence was the name of the show. And
Yes.
Resurgence.
No, there
Resurgence.
you go.
Sorry.
There, all right.
Resurgence.
Come on. Come on now.
Yeah.
We're live, pal.
We are live. I don't want to get into everything, but Leo Rush wrestled on the show. He won his match. The Good Brothers defeated John Moxley and Yuji Nagata. Okay, I do want to see that match. You had God, Gorillas of Destiny, Tamatong and Tonga
Yeah.
confront the Good Brothers after the match. So a little bit of Bullet Club infighting here. Even though technically I guess the Good Brothers aren't a part of the Bullet Club anymore, but whatever.
You
They're always a part of the Bullet Club. They
It's
created
like
it.
Wu Tang. Everybody's a part of it.
Yeah. All right, so then we there you go. So we also had the let's try that again. The never open weight championship match. We had Jay White, Bullet Club, okay, versus David Finlay. He beat David Finlay, so Jay White is still champion. Ishii confronted Jay White after the match. We had an IWGP United States Championship match. We had Tanahashi defeat the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer, to win the new IWGP United States Championship. Lance Archer had it for about a cup of coffee.
I mean, like literally for like a shot of tequila, shot
Right.
of Casamigos.
Don't get me started on that Casamigos, pal. It's all your fault, but we'll talk about that off air.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Casamigos. Yeah. You're the one that told me about it.
Sure
everybody.
did.
Yes, yes, she did. All right. Let's
I guess we'll talk about that off air.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of things we gotta talk about. Anyway, so that happened. Yeah. So shout out to New Japan Pro Wrestling. They had a great show over the weekend. I think that was the main event actually that I just mentioned. So shout out to everybody that competed on that show. AAA had a show. Deanna Purrazzo's now 2 belts. Deanna, congratulations to Kirk. Oh my God, I can't speak tonight. B, what is going on? And I didn't have anything to drink. I don't know what's happening tonight.
Here I am speaking.
Here I am. Wasn't that a song?
Here I am.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Ross.
Yeah.
All right.
Nelly.
I think Nelly's on it. Nelly's on it.
Nelly
is on it. Yes, he's on the second. Yeah, he's second verse. Sightseeing. I might be. He's on there.
Nelly.
There's Nelly.
Oh, so glad he's still with us. Anyway.
Yo, we gotta get through this. Anyway, AAA, okay, Triple A, had their AAA had a. They're gonna kick us off of everything. Shout out to Power Bomb Jutsu, who retweeted the show. Appreciate you guys. Yeah. I'm gonna just leave it there. Just thank you. But anyway, so Deanna won the women's championship there. Kenny defeated Andrade to retain his AAA mega championship, and Ric Flair was there. Ric Flair giving some chops to Kenny Omega, bumping Kenny Omega. Woo!
Woo!
You know,
Woo!
woo! All
I'm
right.
done. I'm done.
We are having too much fun tonight. Way too much fun tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what is going on in wrestling, V? Like, what is happening? What gear are we in? What is going on? Ric Flair's chopping Kenny Omega at Triple Mania. What is going on?
I think there's a resurgence afoot, and I think that's good for the business.
Mhm.
I think that for the fact that there's so many other options
Yeah.
than the main option that we've been given,
Yeah.
it shows that wrestling never truly died, and it's like a roller coaster. You know, you have
Right.
your highs and you have your lows and you have your lows, like Raw, and then you have your highs. And I think that the way that this is going, I think a resurgence in
Yeah.
popularity is going to come eventually.
I sure
I'm
hope
not going
so.
to say now. It may not be now. It may not be 2 years from now. It may not be 5 years from now. We may be dead by then. But I feel like there's going to be some type of resurgence, and there's so much wrestling
Yeah.
that people could choose from. It's like a multiverse of wrestling. I know you're not going to get that, and it's fine.
No, I got
And-
it.
it's like
Marvel related.
different. Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Who have you been talking? Anyway, it's like a multiverse of wrestling, and it's like so much that I'm well. And it's like so much that you can choose from, and so much you can consume. Like
Yeah.
everybody except for Monday Night Raw is killing it. Like it is.
Nice shot at Monday Night Raw.
It's bad. It like everybody is killing it for the most part. The indies are killing it.
Yeah.
You know, don't sleep on the indies. Just because it's not
No.
WWE, just because it's not Impact, just because it's not AEW, doesn't mean that they don't work any less as hard as everybody else does. It's like they're killing it right now. Everybody's killing it right now except for Monday Night Raw. And in wrestling right now is hot.
Yeah.
Some people may not be a fan, and that's fine, and that's on you. I don't care. But wrestling is getting hotter by the moment right now, and I think right now in this point in time, there's nowhere to go but up except for Monday Night Raw.
I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna pose the question to you.
Okay.
And it might not be something we can answer, or right now at this moment, but what does it take, or what is it gonna take for wrestling to be considered cool again? I think that's really what it is. It's the fact that wrestling doesn't have that cool factor, and that's why like it's cool to us. Like I love wrestling, and I have no problem telling people that I love wrestling, right? But to the mainstream, it's still looked at as like uncool, right? Like it's still like kind of like this niche type of thing. Yeah. So yeah. I guess I'm asking, what would it take for it to be mainstream again? I would argue that it is mainstream, but go ahead.
I can't honestly answer that question. And the only reason why I'm not going to say that, because, we take a look at every single, well, for as long as we've been alive.
Yeah.
Every single, or even a little bit, a couple of years before us, we take a look at the booms of wrestling.
Yeah.
In the 80s, you had the Cyndi Laupers and, Aretha Franklin. And,
it's pretty good.
My throat hurt after that.
It was awesome.
But better than yours. But
yeah.
But I guess it's the star. Maybe it's not the wrestling star factor. I don't think it's that. I think it's like a mainstream person that would need to. It need to be some kind of crossover. So the 80s, like Cyndi Lauper, and then with Wendy Richter, the Rock and Wrestling Connection, and then you like have the 90s when it's like Mike Tyson and DX and Stone Cold, all of that.
I think that's
I
what
can't-
it goes. Got it.
I can't say that we can rely on celebrities. Like, granted, Cardi B has literally said that she's a wrestling fan. You know,
Yeah.
we have. Well, she was a wrestling fan at some point.
She wanted to do
You know.
SummerSlam, but then she got pregnant.
The
The plan was that she was gonna be there, but
then we have like Bianca taking photos with Megan Thee Stallion, and I don't know who would be the next star to cross over with wrestling. I think it's all things considered, if she wasn't pregnant, I think that should have been Cardi B.
yeah.
It's gonna take somebody like, I'm just reaching. Let's stretch our arms out with this reach, like a Beyonce level talent. Like if Beyonce come out of nowhere and talk about, oh, I'm a wrestling fan, people are gonna flock to it. If someone like, if they were still alive, Michael Jackson, or Prince, Aretha Franklin. I just want to do that again.
It's awesome.
But I think get it together, man. I think in this case we're gonna need like a huge crossover star, and I think that would have been Cardi B's moment.
Yeah.
All things considered, she's pregnant, and we are still in the middle of a pile driver, and
yeah, she got pile driven. That's
wow. Yikes.
God, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Sorry, it was too easy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I set that up.
You did.
And
did.
I had that was not my intention. But
with all due respect,
Jesus.
Yeah.
But it's like it's big stars. I'm fighting through it. You have a big star that'll cross over. Cardi B in the ring. That would be something huge.
But we had Bad Bunny. That's the thing. Like,
and you know what?
Bad Bunny's a huge international star.
Bad Bunny is a huge international star, but I think that they were targeting a certain demographic.
True, but then even with Cardi, they would be targeting a certain demographic.
Well, a multitude of demographics. In Cardi's case.
I guess.
But,
yeah.
But it's like they were trying to do that with Rolling Loud, and that really didn't work out too well for them. But it gave exposure, but nobody gave a fuck. But we're gonna need like a huge. I think that could have been Cardi's thing. But honestly, I don't think you need somebody outside of wrestling to make wrestling popular again. It helps.
Yeah.
Cyndi Lauper helped, but Cyndi Lauper's legitimately a fan of wrestling.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was a fan.
Still a fan.
And I think that in this case here, it's because we're in a newer age and it's mostly controlled by media. I think it's like maybe not a social media star because Logan Paul did not help and fuck him forever. But it's like we need a moment that will shoot up the wrestling business. Granted, AEW had Shaq, and I'm gonna leave that alone.
Shaq did his thing.
I'm leaving that alone.
All right.
And I think if they go a different way to it, to not just connect with the younger fans, but the older fans also, that you can create something that's not super stupid to the point that older fans like, I don't want to watch this, but the younger fans like, oh my god, yay, because they're kids,
right?
You would expect, but I don't know. I can't say that we're gonna need a big star. Cardi B would have been that perfect person.
Yeah, I
don't know. I don't know.
I think
I don't know.
I think it's a mixture of things. Yeah, I think a big time current celebrity could help. But I think it comes down to the talent as well. I think somebody has to get over, man. And I mean like over to the point of like in Austin or Rock.
But
or
this is the problem. This is the problem. I know what you're gonna say, but
yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt. But this is the problem. When talent get over on their own, WWE takes them off TV.
Yeah. And that's a WWE thing. And here's the thing, right? In order for the rest of the wrestling business to really shine, somebody's gonna have to get over in WWE because, like it or not, they are the top of the top of the wrestling business. It is what it is. Like, we could sit here and complain about it. We could sit here and say, there's other companies that's better, which is true.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, if WWE does not produce that talent, it's not going to happen for the rest of wrestling. And that's why when I see people that want WWE to fail or don't want them to do well, I'm just like, you're out of your mind, because if they don't do well or if they fail, everybody else fails. And that's what I think people don't seem to realize. Like, we need WWE around in order for everybody else
I
to do well.
I honestly disagree with you. I'm definitely disagreeing with you. There, AEW has gotten quite a bit of mainstream buzz, and the TNT deal and Shaq being on TNT, that helps a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't think that and I've said this before in the show. WWE is at the end all be all anymore. And
It's not.
for a lot of people, like in a general sense, sure, but it's like a lot of talent can do better. And there's a lot of talent that don't want to, end up on the contract. They want to be big. They want to be like a Bryan Danielson big in the Indies.
Yeah.
They want to be a CM Punk big in the Indies. They want to be, you know, big in the Indies, and that's completely fine. But I think because WWE has been such a mainstay
Yeah.
for so long, people have been indoctrinated into the thought that, and this is just my personal opinion,
Mhm.
it's been indoctrinated to the point that if it's not WWE, then you're not successful. And I don't think
Yeah.
right now, I don't think that's the case anymore.
No, I'm not saying that you're not successful if you don't make it to WWE. What I'm saying is, if WWE fails, I think that's bad for the rest of the wrestling business. I think if WWE, as big of a company as it is and as important to the wrestling business as WWE is, I think if for some reason WWE were to go out of business tomorrow, that would severely affect the rest of, like, everybody. I like look how much. Here's the thing, right? Look how much money all of these other companies make just off of a WrestleMania weekend, right? They're piggybacking on fans already being in the town for WrestleMania weekend
Mhm.
or SummerSlam or Royal Rumble or any play. Like, you see all of these conventions and everything just based around WrestleMania. You know how many independent companies went out of business during the pandemic because, one, they couldn't run shows, obviously, but two, like, a lot of them counted on those big WrestleCons and those big conventions in order to support the company, and to pay the wrestlers and the staff and everything like that. I think that WWE, and I know this, like, we're actually having a really good conversation about something that we didn't plan on having here. But and I'll be brief, but I think WWE doing well is good for everybody else. I think them doing bad is bad for everybody else. I think that,
Mhm.
like, I think that there are other places for people to work. I'm not
Yeah.
saying, like, I definitely agree with you on that. I think that um right now is the best time for talent because they have so many different options. But I'm saying, on a global standpoint, there are still people, right, that have never heard of AEW in their life, right? I know it's a new company, but there are people that don't know that there's another company out there. They are wrestling fans, or I shouldn't say wrestling fans. There are people that were fans, right,
Mhm.
that are no longer fans anymore, that literally only know WWE, and that speaks volumes that they still know the WWE brand because, like you said, they've been a mainstay for so many years. If WWE goes out of business, there's people that's gonna think that wrestling just died, even if there's other companies out there to work at. So I think that we should want WWE to do well. We should want all of these companies to do well because the
Let's think.
more
I'm bad.
Go
Go ahead. Finish. I'm
No,
sorry.
I
Go no, finish. You're doing finish. My bad.
No, I
my
was
bad.
just gonna say that the more, like, the better WWE does, and the better all of these other companies do, the better it is for the wrestling business for the future and as a whole. So I do agree with your point that WWE is not the end all be all. Definitely agree with that. However, I do think that it's important that WWE does well. And I'm not just talking about their storylines and things like in creative. I mean, well, in a sense of stock market and global exposure and these television deals and all of this stuff that makes WWE WWE. I think it's important for everybody else because now Tony Khan can go and get a Rampage show because WWE has, they have SmackDown and they have, they have Raw and they have all these other NXT and everything like that. Impact can get an Access TV deal, because wrestling is on television. Like, I think it's good for everybody is what I'm gonna end with here.
Okay, you make a fair point, and
As do you.
it's not like I want WWE to fail. That's not.
No, I wasn't saying that.
At all. No, I know you wasn't.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that WWE for a long time, the product has not been good.
No, it's a bad product.
It's terrible.
You know what WWE's making their money off of? I'm sorry to cut you, but you know what they're really making their money off of? Like their tape library. No, oh, God. No, their tape library is really what they're selling to a lot of these companies. That's why you think Peacock bought it. It wasn't bought the network. It's not because of their live content. It's because of their tape library. That's really what they're selling right now. People want to see the live pay-per-views, but they really want to go back and watch the tape library.
Like when it was, I guess, I don't want to say good, but passable.
Right. So, okay. I know we spent a while on that, but good conversation. It's an important conversation. Like, what would it take for, wrestling to be mainstream again? And with the new show that just started on Stars right after Power, by the way, like it's a great spot to be on. You're coming on right after Power.
I don't watch Power.
Say it again?
I don't watch Power.
Well, a lot of our listeners and watchers do, including myself. So, but it's a great spot to be on. You're coming on right after Power. It's a show called Heels on Stars.
I did hear about that.
And yeah, I mean, CM Punk's supposed to be in it, and we'll get to that after predictions. But yeah, it seems like there is a resurgence in wrestling. It does seem like
slowly. I think it's going to be a slow burn.
With what was that? Not the Dark Side of the Ring, but the other thing that they did.
Not
Dark Side of the Ring. You know what I'm talking about, though. The other show that they did.
The one that WWE did when they were deep throating Hulk Hogan and
yeah, those type of shows.
The Warrior.
What was it on? Showtime. I don't remember what it was on, but
I forgot. A&E.
A&E, yes, you're right. Yeah. It was on A&E. So A&E produced this biography thing.
Just juggling on the ball. Yeah.
Okay. Dark Side of the Ring also. Doing shows on wrestling. Like, it's getting more mainstream publicity. It's getting more mainstream publicity than it has been in the last few years. So,
and you think of the people that have went viral for over the past couple of
viral movie bow. Sorry,
like past couple of years. Yeah, I know. I felt it. I was like, no, I'm gonna leave it alone. You have Naomi going viral more than once. I'll keep that alone. You have Sasha and Bianca going viral more than once. And you have Roman Reigns going viral in most places. And you have John Cena, who's a part of the DC universe. And you have those are the main people that I can really honestly say that have went viral on like legitimate publications.
Right.
You've seen, Naomi go viral, and she has a part in I believe Essence or Ebony magazine. And then they interview black female wrestlers such as Sasha and Mia Yim, and them being on Hot 97.
I saw that.
And
Rosenberg's on Hot 97, so I mean that makes sense.
and you see it's coming in spurts, but
Yeah.
we're just waiting for that one big moment.
Yeah. So let's keep it going here. I very quickly I want to mention this, of course. I briefly mentioned this earlier, but Kara Hogan is no longer a part of the Impact roster. She
Mhm.
made her debut. I almost shed a tear. She made her debut on Dark yesterday as we record this show. Against Sheeta. No surprise who won that match. But all right. So a couple of things, right?
Mhm.
Um, so Kara, okay, yeah, we got it on the screen there, right? So, um, Kara didn't get an entrance, okay.
Mhm.
She was just in the ring, and she got no music, no anything. She just got a lower third, and she does the job to Sheeta. Now, I get it. You know what I'm saying? She is making her debut there. Um, and tonight I think she faced Chris Statlander. I did not even watch the match, but I would bet my life savings that Chris beat her. Um, you know what I'm saying? But here's my thing, right? This is not I get it that she has not worked there, but Kiara's a former champion, right? She's
Mhm.
a former, two-time knockout tag team champion. She's probably one of the most improved wrestlers, in the last year or so. Like I don't know why she's okay. Okay. If you want to make her like pay her dues, I guess you could say, and work towards being on Dynamite and everything. Like I get it, but why even book the match against Sheeta and Chris Statlander? Why not have her come in and beat up, I guess enhancement talent? Why have her be the enhancement talent? I guess is what I'm asking.
Mhm.
And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Sheeta or to Chris Statlander. I know they've, earned their spot. They've more than earned their spot at AEW. But this isn't WWE, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you just erased what Kara's done in other companies.
It's not like you have DMD getting squashed by Nia Jax. It's
I'm trying to forget about that.
yeah,
It happened, but
it happened.
to be fair, that was before AEW was even
I
created.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not like the fact that she did the job,
Yeah.
and maybe it's my bias because it's not it's very clear that me and you both love Kiera Hogan.
Yeah.
But if you were gonna have her debut on, let's say Raw, Jesus,
Ooh,
that bullshit.
wrong show there. Yeah.
But if you're gonna have her, come out on Dark, at least DQ finish, have her beat up Sheeta, like
Bro.
have her show that she is a former champion.
Yeah.
Because that's what she is.
Yeah.
And for the fact that you guys work with Impact, it makes no sense as to why you did something like that.
Yeah, I didn't like it, and I know this is gonna sound biased. I know people are gonna be like, "Ah, come on, it's not that big of a deal."
I don't give a fuck.
Right, exactly. I think it is a big deal. I'll give them credit because I didn't see the Chris Statlander match yet, but at least with the Sheeta match, it wasn't like she got squashed. It was a back and forth match, and she lost. And they did a force finish. Like there was a point where it looked like Kiera might actually win. But. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, she's not just enhancement talent. And by the way, can I just say, I know we already covered it, but I love the promo between Red Velvet and Britt Baker on the week that we weren't able to cover. Because it happened, the prior week. Red Velvet, because Britt Baker was like, "Oh, yeah, I beat you in like 3 minutes." Then I beat you in like 3 minutes. She was like, "Oh, you feel good because you beat me when I was enhancement talent?" I was like, "Oh," again, stuff that you're not gonna hear on WWE television. Like, yeah, you beat me. I was in Hansford Talent trying to get a job here. You know what I'm saying? So I love that because that was real. That was real. Like that was real. You know, I love stuff like that. You know, you don't have to do it all the time, but when you do it and you do it like that, it's effective. So I just want to mention that. But the reason I brought up enhancement talent, Kara Hogan is not enhancement talent anymore. If this was a few years ago, I could see, all right, fine. Yeah, have her do the job. But like, bro, she's a 2-time Knockouts tag team champion.
She is.
And not to mention, I'm not even going to mention all of the indie titles. Like, but you know, if we're just talking about national television, former 2-time Knockouts tag team champion.
Y'all work for Impact.
Right. So I didn't like it. I just want to say that. Very proud of her. Very proud of her.
Completely.
And even Tasha posted something because we didn't get a chance to talk about this. Well, we did actually. That Tasha and Savannah beat up Kara, whatever. We did talk about it, but Tasha had posted on Twitter. She had said, "I'm so proud of you, and you know who I'm talking about." And then she put the wink face because they're technically feuding on Impact, so she didn't want to. But she's like, "You know who I'm talking about." But it was literally 10 minutes before Kara's match. So you know, so yeah. I'm glad that those two are still friends. I know for a fact that they are really close. So you know, I'm glad that Kara's getting that recognition. But hopefully she doesn't continue to do jobs. I hope what they do here is have her like, all right, fine. She's losing to the stars, I guess you could say, of AEW, and then she finally starts getting some wins there on Dark. I think that's
like a la Red Velvet.
Yeah. But again, no offense to Red Velvet, but Kara's did a little bit more in the business at this point than Red Velvet did when she first started on Dark. You know, so you know, it is what it is. Let's cover Raw briefly. We got to get to these predictions. Is there anything that you want to talk about really from Raw? We don't have to go.
You actually.
Okay.
The show was awful. That's it.
Rawful. Okay. WWE Rawful. Yeah.
So bad. Oh my god. The drizzling shits. Like
I always love that.
Jesus.
I say that in my everyday life.
I'm just gonna go ahead. I tapped out. I'm not gonna lie.
You tapped out of Raw. I almost fell asleep. I had to fight through it because I know I owe it to our listeners to try to get through this show. At least one of us has to.
Because I was talking to my taxi partner. I was like, "This show's awful."
Yeah, I did not. I put it on the screen for you right there. I didn't tap out of the show, but
both me and my grandfather fell asleep.
Give it a 1 count. I'm giving Raw 1 count.
Me and my grandfather both fell asleep watching the show. The show was bad. It's bad. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Clean job for Nikki Cross. Your champion. This is our champion. Clean job to Rhea Ripley. It gets made a tag team match. The two people that's supposed to face each other at SummerSlam are tagging together in a match against Charlotte and Nia Jax. Why? You know,
because crack, because heroin.
And then Rhea loses, right? If I'm correct.
Dust.
Wait, so Rhea lost the match, right? Or was it Charlotte? I can't remember. I don't even remember who did the job.
Don't even care.
Oh, you
I really forgot
out of it. So
I tapped out. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Let me look at the results. We're live.
like we were live here.
Charlotte won. Charlotte, yeah, like I said originally, Rhea lost. Rhea and Nikki. So Nikki loses 2 matches on Monday Night Raw. Your champion. She loses a singles and then she loses a tag match. And we're supposed to care about this match coming up on Saturday? Whatever.
I'm gonna be real frank. And I'm gonna be real Frank Flutter.
Yeah.
And I like Nikki Cross.
Same.
I hate that gimmick.
Yeah.
It's not good. I'm sorry. It's not good. It's bad. Okay?
Yeah.
Not even Molly can say this.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not. It is not. And you know, she put her heart and soul. You can tell she's trying.
Yeah.
And I'm not faulting her for that because, you know, at least she recently got booed.
Yeah, I saw
out of the building in a Charlotte, you know, house show. Which, granted, it was in Charlotte's hometown. Charlotte,
Charlotte wasn't even at,
but she got booed. Okay, there was a sign on Raw saying "Not my superhero."
Here we go. That was hilarious.
Like, I get it, and she's so talented. I'm
She is.
not gonna sit here and pretend like Nikki Cross is not talented. That is a talented young woman.
Yeah.
That gimmick is awful. It's
Yeah.
bad. She got her shirts finally, and I'm proud of her making, turning shit into fertilizer. I get it,
Yeah.
but it's just not good. It's not good. I'm sorry, it's not good. I gave it a chance. I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna grow on me.
Yeah.
It hasn't grown on me. It's Raw is the worst show in wrestling. If I could skip Raw every week, I would have a good week of wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Let's see what else happened that I even care about. There was a Grand Theft Doll, an attempt at a Grand Theft Doll. But that didn't
Okay,
happen.
yeah, I don't give a fuck about that because I don't care about Eva Marie. Next.
Yeah. Eva Marie.
Mm-mm.
Alex. Okay, we'll get there. All right. Randy Orton defeated Omos by disqualification. RK Bro is back together. Okay, cool. I did. But I like it. So
I
I do. I like all parties involved, but it's okay.
I only like Omos in his mall.
Yeah, the main event was Bobby and Goldberg. I mean,
I skipped the fuck out of that. I skipped, hop, skip, jump, skip it, skip you, back to me. Skip to my Lou.
Skip to my Lou. Oh,
skip Bayless. Like Skippy peanut butter. Like
Skippy, like Gilligan Island. Oh.
It's absolutely. I skip. Oh my god, what a skip!
What is that skipper?
Skipper the dolphin. I skipped it.
All right. Well, yeah, I already gave it a 1 count. You gave it a tap out. So.
Fucking tapped out.
All right, let's get to. Well, I guess you can tell us a little bit about NXT. I didn't. Watch
okay, so NXT. A couple of things. My prediction was right. We are getting Carmelo Hayes versus Odyssey Jones as the finals of the NXT Breakout Tournament. I'm very excited about that. It was the right call. It was the right move. At this point, I don't care who wins out of either one of them. I like them both. Right. Index. It was Index versus Robert Stone and Jesse Kamea.
Yeah.
Robert Stone lost. There was a funny spot where Robert Stone was going for like a plancha, if you will, and like he's not even close. He like missed. It was funny. Man. It was on purpose.
All right.
But it was funny. Indy Hartwell actually got the win when she made Jessica Maya tap out with Dexter's finish.
That's cute.
I will say Index is my favorite part of NXT.
Yeah.
Indy proposed to Dexter Lubin.
Don't tell me too much about it. I'm
okay. There was a proposal that was good.
Okay.
There was a promo with Dakota Kai versus Lady Maga, Magacita, if you will.
Magacita.
And that sounds terrible. I guess we'll get to the predictions there, but it was really good. Dakota Kai held. I love Dakota Kai. There was a fight between. I'm just skipping around here. LSK retains. And there was to close the show. It was Samoa Joe versus Karrion Kross without Scarlett. There was Where is Scarlett chance. So we just there was Where is Scarlett's chance. Okay?
I'll check it out.
Let's talk about how he's a flop without her. But there was a brawl between Samoa Joe and Karrion Kross, and that's how we ended NXT. I'm gonna say this here: NXT gets a 2 count from me.
Okay, 2 count from V. I didn't watch it yet, so I'll be checking it out. Okay, let's get into these NXT takeover predictions. So then, run through it as quickly as we can. So we have LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes for the $1 million championship. If Grimes loses, DiBiase has to become Knight's butler. You can start it off if you want.
I think Cameron Grimes goes over here. I think we talked about this. We talked about this maybe a couple of months ago when they first started doing this.
Yeah.
Is that if Cameron Grimes loses the first match, that he's gonna get his revenge and win the next match, which was gonna be a Takeover. I think Cameron Grimes gets this.
Yeah. I'm with you. Cameron Grimes wins. Let's keep going here. We have for the NXT UK Championship, we have Walter versus, I'm gonna mess up his first name. Dragunov is his last name.
Okay.
Singles match for the UK Championship. You want me to start or?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Walter's been champion for like what, 3 years now, almost 3 years
He's
or so.
Been champion for 525,600 days. And
Right.
for all my theater kids, I know you enjoyed that moment. But anyway,
yeah, he's been champion a long time.
Yeah, he's been champion a long time. I think.
I'm gonna call for a title change. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm going with Dragunov to win.
I'm also going to call for title.
And I usually don't really vote against Walter here, but this time I'm gonna go in Dragunov's favor. He lost the first match against Walter, so and what a match it was. That was a phenomenal match.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going here. We have Raquel Gonzalez versus Dakota Kai for the NXT Women's Championship. You can start this.
Okay, so it is time for Dakota to be champion. I think she beats Magacita, and Dakota's rightfully champion. I think Dakota has been at her best here. It'd be a crime to me if they had Dakota lose here. I think Dakota should pick up the W here. I think she'll do a good job carrying the women's division.
Yeah, I want Dakota to win.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I have a bad feeling that she's not, but I at least not here. I guess this one is actually harder than I thought. If you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said Dakota easily.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, I don't know. I mean, because their position. Here's the thing, right? They're positioning Dakota as the heel, and I don't want to boo Dakota Kai. You know what I'm saying? Like Dakota Kai is positioned as the heel here, and Raquel's being positioned as the babyface.
And they were not booing Dakota at all during. If they had a promo on NXT, they were not booing Dakota at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say Dakota, but I feel like NXT is pretty straightforward with where they're going. And with this one, I'm not sure. Again, I didn't watch the Go Home show, and that's why it's hard to like predict these. And
the Go Home show is the reason why I said Dakota.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Dakota Kai also.
Just go ahead and send Raquel the Raw, so I don't have to watch Raw anymore.
Okay. So it's a toss up here between what's gonna main event. I'm gonna assume Kyle and Adam Cole is gonna main event the show. So let's go to the NXT Championship match.
Okay.
It says Karrion Kross with Scarlett, but that remains to be seen. Versus Samoa Joe for the NXT Championship. I think we get a title change here as well.
So I think we're gonna be smoking that Karrion Kross pack. And
I love it. I love it.
And I hope it doesn't put me to sleep like Karrion Kross does. It might be an indica. But anyway,
Wow. Not
not a
perfect lobby.
takeover. Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. Guys,
Anyway,
don't look up any of the stuff that we're talking about. Yeah.
Mm-mm. I know nothing
We
about
get
it.
it. Yeah. I don't
But
either. Anyway, so
but yeah, Karen Cross definitely is a diva. A downer. Anyway,
oh.
I think that Samoa Joe gets the title, and I think he's gonna be carrying the brand. I think that's the right move. Go ahead and
Yeah.
pack, Karen Cross up and send them to Raw. Hopefully with not Charlotte, Scarlett,
Yeah.
no Johansson because
Scarlett Johansson.
not from Mortal Kombat either. But
Uh.
I think that's I think this is gonna be a title change. Samoa Joe. I'm gonna put my money on. Not my money because I ain't betting y'all niggas none. But Samoa Joe is my choice.
Okay. Now I'm lost here. Okay, so you know what? I don't know at this point. Something's not right here. And I'm gonna tell you why. We had all of the titles changing. There's no way NXT's doing that. I'm letting you know, right? Like, there's no way. They never do that. There's no way all of these titles are changing.
I don't know.
Except, well, did they do it in Brooklyn? I feel like they did it. They might have
They
done
did
it
it in Brooklyn.
at Takeover Brooklyn. They
They
might.
did it
I
in
feel like
Brooklyn.
Bailey beat Sasha.
Yep.
Finn Balor beat. No, Finn Balor
No.
retained. A
Yeah,
lot of
he
people don't
did.
remember that, but Finn Balor retained.
Mm.
He was already champion. So I don't know. I don't think NXT's ever done a show where all of the titles changed. They've done shows where none of the titles changed. That's happened. But
Yeah.
they've never done a show where all of the titles changed. Could they shock us and do that here? Possibly. But I'm looking at this list. We got Cameron winning the $1 million championship. We got Dakota winning the NXT championship, the NXT Women's Championship. We got Dragunov winning the NXT UK championship. Then you know what? I'm changing my pick. Walter retains the UK title.
Okay. So we
Changing my pick there. Yeah.
Okay.
Just because. Yeah. Because I am with you. I think Joe does win the NXT championship. And he becomes a 3-time NXT champion. Okay. In what I presume will be the main event, we have a 2 out of 3 falls match between Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole, baby. The first match will be a singles match. The second match will be a street fight. And if necessary, it will be necessary. If necessary, it'll be a steel cage match. I started off the NXT championship match, so it's only right that you start off this one.
Okay.
What do you think?
So, being that, as of this recording, allegedly, Adam Cole has not signed a new deal.
Right.
I'm going for Kyle O'Reilly.
Mm.
I think it's gonna, one person wins one fall, the other person wins the other fall, and then we're ending it in the steel cage, and I think Kyle O'Reilly will be the winner. And I think, depending on what Adam Cole wants to do, he either stays in NXT, goes to the main roster, or leaves WWE completely.
Yeah. Oh man, this is tough. Who won the last match? Adam Cole, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is tough, V. I don't know, man. I would say this is the end of the feud, and if this is the end of the feud, Kyle O'Reilly goes over.
This has to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll pick Kyle O'Reilly. And Adam Cole does whatever Adam Cole is gonna do at this point. I don't know what's left for him, in NXT, but yeah, that's NXT Takeover.
Before we move on to SummerSlam, it's a couple of things that I want to clean up a little bit.
Okay.
I know we talked about this before. We're going to address 2 separate situations here. Quickly, we're going to address the Bray Wyatt situation. We're also going to address the Keith Lee situation.
Wait, say that again. It was kind of low. Say that again.
I'm going to address Bray Wyatt, and I'm also going to address Keith Lee.
Okay.
So, starting with Bray Wyatt, I believe I said it. Please correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. Is that we went along with reports that Bray Wyatt was off TV due to mental health reasons.
Yeah.
Comes to find out that is not the case.
Right.
So he was perfectly fine. They just didn't have anything for him. So definitely want to apologize on that end. We're not journalists. We don't claim to be journalists,
Right.
but we do talk about wrestling and wrestling news as reported by journalists.
Right.
But I feel like we should, or specifically me, because I was the one that brought that up, that we should just clean that up a little bit. So, Bray Wyatt was perfectly fine. It had nothing to do with, the passing of Brody. Definitely want to apologize for that because that was completely and utterly wrong, especially after, a rep for Bray Wyatt did confirm, you know, that wasn't the case.
Right.
Moving forward to Keith Lee, another thing that we have to apologize for, of course, it was reported that they didn't have anything for him, and it's a whole lot of conflicting reports. And
Yeah.
Of course, Keith Lee have always hinted for the past couple of months, like, I'll talk about it when I'm ready. I'll talk about it when time's right. I'll talk about it, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And it comes to find out that Keith Lee did contract COVID
Mm-hmm.
back in February. I'm just trying to remember from the video that he posted to his YouTube. He did in fact contract COVID, and when he recovered, he tried wrestling again, and then he got some blood work back. I'm just trying to paraphrase as much as I can.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Blood work came back in. The doctor was like, there's nothing wrong. Of course, Keith Lee, he said himself that, if it wasn't, if he would have did a continuous strenuous activity, even the after effects of COVID, which
Yeah.
is really real, people. Okay, it's really real. The after effect of it, if he wouldn't have slowed down, that could have killed him
Right.
because it was messing with his heart. And shame on not wrestling journalists, but shame on a lot of you fans that blamed me again.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She missed out on the Royal Rumble to take care of him.
Yeah.
Which is something that you would do when you love someone.
Right.
And saying that, he got it from her when actually he gave it to her. And I'm not saying I'm like blaming, but I'm just saying she caught it because she was taking care of him. Of course, they are engaged if they're not married already. I don't know. But, shame on y'all for blaming her. That's number one. And for saying that, and I think I've also said it that they're trying to bury Keith Lee and stuff like that. I definitely want to apologize for that. I did not know it was as serious as it was. I didn't know he caught COVID.
Right.
I knew about Mia, but
Yeah.
I didn't know it was because Mia, she's missed the Royal Rumble to take care, of the man that she loves, and it's like I think as wrestling journalists and people who do podcasts that report the news, and people like us and other podcasts that talk about the news of wrestling, we do have the responsibility to clean up anything that was falsely reported.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify that. But the cases that we thought, the reason why we didn't see these people on there was completely the opposite, or wasn't even close to, why they weren't on TV. So I just wanted to go ahead and clarify that.
And thank you for clearing all that up, on behalf of me as well. Hear like this echo. I don't know if you hear it as well.
I don't.
Okay. Well, hopefully it went away. So I guess we should get into SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yes, let's get that. I knew, it's funny because before we came on the air here, I'm like, it's probably gonna be a 2-hour show, but it's all good. All right, so let's get right into it here. Let's see. What should we start off with? Let's start off with the tag team title match. The Raw
Okay.
tag team titles are on the line. It's RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos. What do you think?
The few title teams that we're gonna get.
Yeah.
I think RK Bro will be winning the titles.
I'm with you. No disagreement there. All right, let's keep going then. I mean, because really and truly, if we're gonna say anything about it, I mean, AJ and Omos, like, it was cool, but it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to the other tag team title match. For the SmackDown tag team titles, we got the defending champions, the Usos, versus the Mysterios for the tag team championship.
I'm going first again. Okay, great. So
I'll go first. I think the Usos retaining.
I agree with you, but battle. I also think there's gonna be some tension, if not a complete turn of Dominic and Ray.
Yeah.
Ooh, you fucked up.
Oh man.
Oh Jesus. Okay, so
it's like Kevin Nash production team.
Oh,
Yeah,
70,000 camera cuts, but
yeah.
The Usos retain. I think there's going to be some dissension between Ray and
Dom. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. All right. Let's keep going here and try to get through this as quickly as possible. So we have Eva Marie versus Alexa Bliss.
I knew he was going to bring that up. I knew it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on the card. It's on the card.
I would rather do Coke.
And so on a side note,
it is not because of Alexis.
I know it's not, but
did you
see the video of Eva Marie like wrestling, like, and people were saying, why isn't she actually doing this when she's on television?
Where is she wrestling?
It was like like training. She was doing like some training or whatever, and like she was actually okay. Footwork was a little. I'm gonna see if I can find it, but it was a little off on an arm drag.
A little off
on an arm drag, yeah, on an arm drag. But
if you can't do a basic arm drag,
no, the arm drag was fine. It was her footwork on it that didn't. Like, all wrestlers know exactly what we're talking about here. Like, there's certain footwork that you have to have down pat, and she did not seem to have that. There was man, I'm trying to see if I could find that video, but there was definitely a video of her like training, and everybody in the comments just like, see, she can actually wrestle, but like, why are they not doing this on television? And I think it goes to what I was saying. I can't find a video. I'm not gonna sit here and look for it. But I think it goes to what I was saying on this show a couple of weeks ago. They don't want her to be good in the ring. I think her gimmick is that she can't wrestle. And I think that's why, like, she acts the way that she does in the ring, because they want her to be portrayed as somebody that can't wrestle. Yeah. With that said, I don't see her beating Alexa Bliss.
So is this going to be the match where she magically becomes able to wrestle?
I don't know. I think a lot of people. I'm not going to take credit for that idea, because a lot of people have like kind of thrown that out there. Like, what if she like surprises everybody at SummerSlam and shows people, hey, I actually can wrestle?
If she does that, I will sit here and I will say that she did a good job. As of right now, she can kiss my ass.
Okay. And that's fair. So Alexa,
what I want is for Piper Niven, because I'm not calling her that offensive name.
Yeah.
I want Piper Niven to turn on her.
Yeah, it's about time if she does. Like,
it's time. I'm tired. I'm sick of it. The less Eva Marie that I see on my television,
Eva Marie. No. All right. So Alexa Bliss goes over, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Make sure we got that down. All right. Another singles match here. We got for the United States Championship. We got Sheamus Fella versus my boy Damian Priest.
So I'll go first here. I don't know if Sheamus is still gonna be cosplaying as Batman, but I'm gonna say Damian Priest goes over here.
uh
I think Sheamus has done his job as the United States champion. I think it's in need of some fresh blood,
mm,
and I think Damian Priest is the fresh blood that we need for this, you know, title picture. There you go. I couldn't think of the word.
yeah. Yeah, I think Damian Priest goes over here. Becomes the new United States champion. Okay. Let's keep going. Where are we at? Okay. We have Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal, the Maharaja, the former WWE champion. The two former WWE champions going at it here, V. And Veer and Shanky are barred from ringside. Okay, so in this match,
I don't care. That was my way saying I don't care.
I got it.
I don't care.
But I'm sure people want to hear you pick somebody. But I'll say this, right? I think Drew McIntyre wins this match. Like, and let's move on.
I'm gonna say Jinder Mahal.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm not mad at it. You could be right. Especially the way they've been booking this. Like they've been booking it like, Drew is unstoppable.
Because I don't want to hear any more of Drew McIntyre's Aesop's fables. I don't care about your Dr. Seuss tales, your fairy tales. I don't care about your Mother
He hasn't
tales.
done it in a few weeks though.
I don't care about your Tyler Perry Productions. I don't care.
Man.
I don't care.
All right.
I don't.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing, right? And I said this to my pops actually. I'm like, all right, you guys didn't want him in the main event anymore. They take him out of the main event, and now he's trying to get over Jinder, and people don't care. It's like, what do you guys want from McIntyre? And I don't mean you specifically. I mean just in general.
It's just the stories that are like that. I don't care. You know the story about the sword being named after his mom.
That's cool.
I'm not gonna deny. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna deny that. But I was just like, you could have just said it was named after your mom and just left it there.
Yeah.
You told this long Game of Thrones ass story that we did not need, and it's just like, and the sword after my mom. Cool. I'm gonna respect that. I'm not gonna disrespect that. But you are going through like, it's like the point is there. We know the point, and you're not there. And you're not getting there. You're like elongating. It's like that last season of Martin. That was like bad. You're just ready for it to end.
Oh,
It's
you
like
mean
that,
it? Okay.
like that last season of Family Matters where they, switched out the dark skinned mother with the light skinned woman, put her there like 3 episodes, and then brought her back. It's like Judy going up the stairs
and never coming back. Oh man, no, she came back.
Did she?
Yeah, she came back. Not the Family Matters though. I'll tell you about that. Okay.
I know exactly what you're talking about. We're not gonna do that. But
yeah, we'll talk about that one over there.
It's like the story. Jesus.
Yeah, she had a comeback, all right. Yeah, I'm
clocking the fuck out.
Oh man.
But it's like the stories are not getting over to me. But
yeah. All right, so let's keep going. I don't know why I don't have a graphic for this, but it's a triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. We have Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley versus Nikki Cross for the Raw Women's Championship. Nikki Cross is the defending champion, but you wouldn't know that by the way she's been being booked. But yeah. You can go ahead, V.
I think the winner is going to be my eyelids. Don't care. At this point, Rhea's overexposed. Tired of Charlotte. Don't care for Nikki. I don't care. I'm gonna say that Nikki is gonna retain. She just got shirts. She's not gonna lose it. When she just got, just thinking about merchandise, thinking about merch. She just got new merch. She's not losing the title.
Okay. Yeah, I could see her somehow picking up a win, especially since she lost twice on Raw. Even though I know WWE doesn't book that way anymore. I know that used to be a thing back in the day, but they don't necessarily book that way where if you lose on a go home show, you win at the pay-per-view. So I mean, it is kind of up in the air. I could see Charlotte winning the title again. There's a couple of people that's like, please God, just get this title off of Nikki, even if it means putting it back on Charlotte. It's a failed experiment at this point. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they put it on Charlotte at this point. It is what it is. My official pick is Nikki, but I could see Charlotte winning the title back. All right. Let's go to the Universal Championship match.
Oh,
we have Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley for the I said the Universal title. I mean the WWE Championship. My bad. Botch. It is late here on the East Coast, but yeah, the WWE Championship match: Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg.
So the winner is going to be whatever bottle of liquor I decide to
buy. Okay.
And that's not a slight against Bobby Lashley.
I know.
I hate Goldberg and everything that he does.
Yeah.
It's still fuck Goldberg from ending Bret Hart's career. He was never good at what he did. He wasn't good at WCW. He wasn't good. He's just not good at what he does. He's just not good at what you do. You're bad at what you do. You are terrible at what you do. You are the blue face of wrestling. You just cannot catch it. And Goldberg might be one of the worst wrestlers that I've seen in my entire life.
Whoa.
And I watched Kelly wrestle.
Don't do that to Barbie.
At least don't do
that to Barbie. Barbie
Kelly is not. She has not ended careers. She hasn't caused strokes. Okay.
Goodness gracious. Oh man.
It's like you ordered Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar.
I don't know how Kelly caught a stray just now, but
oh, this worst wrestler. I mean, okay, let me not say that to Kelly. She didn't prove. It's like the cat, and even the cat didn't break anybody's bones. She didn't injure anybody. She didn't cause somebody to have a stroke. She didn't basically retire them, because you wasn't good at what you did. At least
Stacy was sorry. All right, I'm listening.
I hate Goldberg and everything that he's doing.
I hear it. I hear it.
Yeah, I truly do.
And Jeff Meacham share the same sentiment, so
I mean, Jeff probably doesn't like what I say about Hulk Hogan, but
he doesn't. But it's all right. I mean,
they are the same. They are the same level of wrestler.
All right. So, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. My official pick is Bobby Lashley.
You think Bobby's retaining here? Okay.
I think that would be a fucking stupid move if they had Goldberg win. Oh my God.
So you're not subscribing to the belief that Goldberg wins in order for Big E to cash in on him?
See, that's the thing. Big meaty man slapping me. All right. Sorry. I just thought about what he said.
Oh man.
Now, if this leads, that's the thing. I don't want Bobby to suffer a loss to the worst wrestler on the planet.
Yeah.
For Big E to cash in.
Yeah. I'm with you.
And that's the only reason why I didn't say, okay, Goldberg wins and Big E cashes in. Now, if Big E cashes in, I'm fine. If Big E cashes in, I would not have a problem with that. But I honestly would rather have Big E cash on Bobby. I would. There's a story there.
Mm-hmm.
you can have Goldberg lose and then Goldberg beats the shit out of Bobby Lashley. Sure, you can do that, and have Big E come in and come in and cash in. I
Yeah,
wouldn't have a problem with that.
yeah,
But I do remember Big E saying that his dream match, I don't know if he was joking, is with Goldberg. Big
yeah.
meaty men slapping meat. And slapping meat makes me laugh to this day. He said bumping meat, which is even
Okay. Um.
because I just think of bumping cats and it's just funny. Sorry, because I'm 5. But I if they're gonna do something like this, that has to close the show.
Yeah. So no, I think, and we know what's
If
closing the show.
if Goldberg and Bobby Lashley closes the show, then Big E's probably gonna cash in and
There's
win.
there's no way Bobby and Goldberg are closing the show when you have Cena and Roman on there. So
I mean, if you're gonna do a cash in,
yeah,
they should close the show. I personally think if you're gonna do a cash in, because I think Big E winning is something that a whole lot of people, including myself, have been waiting for.
yeah.
So if they're gonna do a title change, if they're gonna do Bobby losing just for Big E to cash in, then sure, close the show. But if they're not closing the show, Big E is probably gonna tease it.
My official pick is Bobby Lashley. I don't think there's gonna be any cash in. I don't think Goldberg's gonna beat him. I think Bobby Lashley beats Goldberg, and we move on from this.
Goldberg goes away for good.
I think that I think Big E, when he does cash in, he will win the title, but I don't think it's the time. I don't think.
What do you think he's gonna cash in? Is he gonna do a WrestleMania cash in? Is he gonna do?
I don't know. I think. Man, that's tough. I don't know. I would have him hold on to it for a while.
Mhm.
And yeah, maybe WrestleMania. But I wouldn't have him do it right now. I would prolong that for as long as they can. And then make it even bigger and more special down the line. I'm so tired of Money in the Bank winners like cashing in like so quickly after they win the title. Like, I mean, after they win the
Money in the
briefcase. Yeah, like I want somebody to hold that briefcase for a while. I know technically Miz did it for held it for a little bit also, but like, it was after he beat Otis for it. Like, I want somebody
I
that
mean,
actually
Carmella did it.
Carmella did. That's what I'm saying. It's been a couple
Carmella
of
did it.
years though.
Yeah.
Carmella held it for what, like almost what 8 months,
Almost
7
300.
months.
Basically, almost a full year.
Yeah, yeah. Because it got to the point where people was like, "All right, when is she gonna cash in? Like she's running out of time."
Yeah.
So yeah, I would do something like that. I'd do something like that.
So
So
my official pick is also Bobby Lashley, and for Goldberg to go away.
yeah. All right. Let's start getting into some of these main event matches here. We have Seth Rollins versus Edge in a singles match.
Mm.
This one is tricky.
This is tricky. Not gonna lie to you.
As of this recording, SmackDown has not aired for the Go Home show. That's important.
Yes.
I think this is the first of like many matches between Edge and Seth Rollins.
You think so?
Yeah. And with that being said, I think Rollins goes over. I think Rollins goes over. He finds some way to beat Edge. It's tough, I know.
You know what? I'm gonna disagree with you just to disagree with you.
Okay.
And I'm not the contrarian type of person. I think that Edge wins here. I think, does Edge need a win? Being that how he lost at WrestleMania, I think he needs a big win here.
WrestleMania, and then he lost last month to Roman. Yeah, I guess you got a point there. But
I'm gonna say Edge.
But Rollins has been kind of on a losing streak as well. He lost that Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
He lost to Cesaro, right? Where's Cesaro at? But whatever. Yeah. This one is. I feel like they both need a win here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes it even more, tough. I feel like I haven't watched the Go Home show, but I think Edge is probably gonna get some heat on Rollins on the Go Home show, and Rollins finds some way to beat him at the pay-per-view. But I can see Edge winning. Here's the thing, right? If this is the first match of their feud that I think they're gonna have, I think it's always better for the heel to win the first match, and then the babyface has to work towards getting another match with him. So, but we'll see. We'll see. We are at the 2-hour mark, so we are gonna keep going. So we have next up, it's all like SmackDown matches now. We have for the SmackDown Women's Championship, we have Bianca Belair defending against the boss Sasha Banks.
Ooh, finally a match that I want to see. Okay, so Bianca.
Yeah, this isn't complicated at all. Bianca
Yeah,
retained.
this isn't complicated.
But, okay,
I
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
They could put the title back on Sasha. This is actually not as straightforward as I thought it is.
See, there's so many ways that they could go with this, but Bianca has been babyfacing her ass off.
They don't care about that.
I know they don't. But
you're right. You are right, but they don't care about that.
It's like my pick is still Bianca, but Bianca question mark.
yeah.
Because it's like Bianca has, all things considered, Bailey getting injured and stuff like that. And
yeah.
She's had a pretty good reign, and the people pop for her.
Bianca's over.
Bianca is over. Sasha's over too.
Of course.
No, she's the good at being bad person.
Yeah. This one is tough, but officially I'm picking Bianca.
I'm gonna pick Bianca too. Now, my question is, we have the Zelina and Carmella factor.
I think they'll try to get involved, but in the end, Bianca will retain.
Does somebody help her?
No. I don't think so.
Oh, so Bianca's just gonna kick all three of their asses by herself? That'll make a good move. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my pick. I think that Bianca's gonna overcome the odds because the stable just seems just so convenient.
Yeah,
and I guess it gives Sasha something to do. While she's not fighting for the title, and it also helps get Carmella and Zelina over as bigger heels. If they go that route.
Yeah.
But my question is, who was the next challenger?
It's a good question. Becky? I don't know. I have no idea at this point.
I don't think it's gonna be Becky yet.
I don't know. Maybe you could start getting newer people in there. What about Toni Storm? You know what I'm saying? Like
you could say Toni Storm. I think it's too early.
I mean, look, they brought up Toni, they brought up Tegan, and they brought up Shotzi, right? And
we have those tag teams. So
yeah, but I mean, we have an issue here. Nobody's really doing tag team matches because Natalia's injured. So yes, I get it that they're having Tamina just hold on to both titles, and I guess the injury's not too serious because if it was, they would have to surrender the titles. But they're gonna keep it on them until Natty gets better. So I'm assuming it's not anything too serious.
I hope it's not too serious.
I don't think it is. I think we would know by now if it was like a serious injury. But it was a good sign that she was able to walk out on her own. Would help, but she was able to walk. So anyway, I don't know who challenges Bianca next. I mean, the obvious choice for a lot of people is Naomi, right? But she hasn't been on television. But I mean, that's like the obvious. I don't know. She hasn't been on TV. Here's the thing, right? We're all assuming that Naomi's on SmackDown, but I haven't seen her on. Oh, wait a minute. Yo, all right, yo, I know you
Nerd.
caught us on the tail end of the show, but yeah,
I think this is what I think, and I'm personally, and I agree.
yeah,
This is what I'm gonna do, and this is why I asked, was there somebody that helps Bianca?
yeah.
I think that, and I'm just stretch out with me with this reach, but I think Naomi helps Bianca,
Mm.
and
A
then
babyface Naomi.
uh, who said she's gonna be babyface? I wasn't done.
Mm.
I think that I think is, you know how everybody turns on God, what is her name? Everybody turns on, oh, everybody turns on Natalia. There we go.
Oh
How
yeah,
everybody turns on Natalia. I think is, there's a story with that, especially going back to the Royal Rumble. Naomi
yeah,
has, helps out Bianca, and then Bianca wins. Naomi turns heel. She aligns herself with the bloodline.
yeah. I'm all for
And
that.
I'm just thinking ahead, because I think after, the Street Profit, or excuse me, after the Usos are done with Ray and Dominic, because
Yeah,
I feel like there's a Ray and Dominic match coming up. It,
even though Ray said it's not gonna happen, but he could be
I
working on it.
mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
but I think it's going to be one of those matches where it's going to be Naomi and the Usos versus Bianca and the Street Profits. I think that's coming. I
Mm.
think, one, it'll be a great change for Naomi. Um, it'll be a great change for Naomi. People are saying that the glow gimmick is a little stale. I like the glow gimmick. I like what it means and stuff like that. But you know, she hasn't been on TV. I think a heel turn would be good for her at this point, because she's been a face for what, 6 years now.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a nice change for her.
Are
Well,
we
no, not
ignoring?
6 years.
Okay, okay.
And it was one more thing, and I really forgot it. I think that I don't know. I think the heel turn will be good for Naomi. I think Naomi should be the right person. I don't think Becky is coming back yet. I honestly think, and I might be reaching here, but I honestly think that she is. I'm just thinking about motherhood, and how people, like, how most people who have children, or the childbearing parent, um, takes enough time to spend with their baby and stuff like that. The first 12 months, first year of the baby's life is very important, especially when it comes to quality time. I think Becky is going to be the Royal Rumble surprise.
Okay. I'm gonna read Ray's comment. Hold on. You wanna read it?
Yeah. So I think we'll definitely see a Ray and Dominic match, but the Street Profits is a great way to lead to a Naomi and Bianca match.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way. Have Naomi join the Bloodline. Even though I personally think that the I guess the first lady of the Bloodline should be Tamina, but I'm just saying because it makes sense, because she's literally related to them, or even
Yeah.
Nia, or even if Nia was on SmackDown.
Yeah.
It. But I think that was a great way to, one, turn Naomi heel, and there's a story there. There's a story there.
Yeah.
I may be reaching. I don't know, but great way to bring Naomi back, because I honestly think, I don't think Becky's ready yet. I don't know. I don't think Becky's ready yet. But then again, I don't have ovaries. I can't bear children. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Becky's ready yet.
I'm not gonna take too much time with it. I think that, and I hear this echo again. All right, here we go. All right, we're good. But I think that Naomi does join up with the Bloodline. and I mentioned this before, right? Naomi was not a great heel 6 years ago. So I hope that this time around it's better. Like everybody's like clamoring for her to be a heel. It's like she's a great baby face. Like, and we saw that she was not that great of a heel. So like why do we want her to be a heel again? I get her being a part of the bloodline, but it's like I don't know. I'm not one of the people that's like so hopeful or I should say I'm like not one of the people that's like so invested in Naomi as a heel. I never was. I never thought she was that great as a heel. I always thought she was a better baby face. And it is what it is. Maybe she'll be better this time. She does have more experience now. She'll be with the top heel in the company, which is Roman Reigns. So I mean, yeah, I'm willing to give it a shot. But I love heel turn years ago. I thought she was. I didn't think she was believable. I'll read the comment. I love Naomi's heel turn years ago. She was good. I just didn't believe her as a heel. That was my whole thing. I didn't believe her when the whole.
I mean, she's she's naturally likable.
Right.
She is naturally likable.
What the difference is? Like, all right. So if you take a Bianca Belair, right, who is naturally likable as well. When Bianca was a heel, I could get behind her being a heel. I believed her. And if we're being honest, Bianca didn't really change that much. And that's where that's where you have the good characters, right? Where they don't have to change that much in order to go in each whichever direction, right? All she had to do was, all right, I'm a babyface now. I'll go out there, I'll smile, I'll thank the fans a little bit more. I'll interact with the fans a little bit more, which anybody that knows Bianca as a person, that's really her. She's not putting on an act, right? Yeah. But she's also that person that is very good at everything she does, so she knows how to get that over as well, so I just, the thing is, like I said, I love Naomi. I really do. I love Naomi, but I just never bought her as a heel. I didn't think she was that good as a heel. And I'm not talking about her work in the ring. I mean, just her character as a heel. But that's my own opinion.
I think her working with Roman.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna help.
And Paul Heyman. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's why a lot of people are clamoring for her to be a heel. Because, I liked her heel turn, when she beat the shit out of Paige. I did like that. But, after a while, even with Team Bad, Naomi's just likable. And she is. She's just naturally likable. And it's just like, okay, I get why people didn't buy her as a heel. But I think with working with Paul Heyman and working with Roman and working with the Usos, I think that's going to help her, especially working with Paul Heyman.
Right.
Paul Heyman can make many things work, but yeah.
And we spent a lot of time on this, so we're getting ready to move on. Hold on. Busy night, fellas. Had to go back out, but I wish I could stay longer. I'll definitely watch the replay and hope I can be a guest for the SummerSlam recap. Yes. Hit me up privately. We'll talk about it. So that we'll try to get you on next week. Definitely. Let me know about your availability and all of that. Just send me a message. You got all my info. Just send me a message. I got you. And thank you for joining us as always. Okay, so yeah, let's go to the main event here. We have Roman Reigns. Speaking of Roman, challenging John Cena. The Universal title's on the line. Does Cena win his 17th championship here against Roman Reigns?
Nope.
But V, all he needs is 1, 2, 3.
3's not enough. I need 5. Now,
like Big E used to do back in NXT.
But I think this is John.
I love how you just no-sold me.
I did. I Shawn Michaels you with the match.
Wow. Well, Shawn oversold. That's a whole nother story. Yeah, he oversold for
that match is hilarious. But anyway, because fuck Hulk Hogan, dead now forever. But I don't think Cena's not winning.
Okay.
I think Cena came back to put over Roman,
Okay.
and I think that's what he's gonna do. Um, I Roman's Cena's not gonna be the runner of the throne. Roman,
Okay. All right.
he's gonna hold it for some time, but he's not. Cena's not gonna be the one to dethrone Roman. Cena is not gonna break Rick's record. That's Charlotte's. That's. I think that's reserved for Charlotte, and it should be reserved for Charlotte. Nobody else should. It is like one of those. Nobody else should break Rick's record except for his child.
Where's she at right now? 12? Because they're not recognizing, or 11? They're not
they're not-
recognizing the NXT titles.
They're not recognizing NXT, and honestly,
It's
I
crazy.
think
What a way to
it's
bury
crazy.
your own company, but whatever.
Well, you know, crack.
Yeah.
But
Well, they acted like Piper never existed before Raw, but that's a whole nother story too. Continue.
But yeah, I think Roman is gonna get the huge rub from John Cena. That's that on that. John Cena does whatever he does next. Suicide Squad 3. I don't know. You know, it even though that movie was so much better than the first one. But anyway.
I heard.
But I don't think Cena breaks the record here. Even with Ric Flair getting released or whatever, I don't think that John Cena of all people is gonna break Ric Flair's record while his daughter is literally right there.
Okay.
I think it should be one of those things like if I was a 16-time champion, I would want my child to break my record.
Right.
You know, if I was an athlete and I held a record, or if I was a wrestler and I had a record and somebody was close to my record, and if my child is a wrestler, I would want my child to break the record. Because I'm just saying, for me, it would only be right if that happened.
No, I'm with you. And that's partly one of the reasons I think Charlotte could theoretically win this Saturday. But so but as far as Roman versus John Cena, I'm with you. I think Roman retains. Would I be shocked if John won? No, I would not be shocked, just because I think John's gonna stick around at least for a couple of more weeks. I think John's promoted for the Garden show that's coming up September 10th. So I could see him going to the Garden as champion, and maybe they do a rematch in the Garden and John loses in the Garden. I could see something like that. But I'm gonna have an official pick here, and it's Roman Reigns retaining. Some way, somehow, Roman Reigns retains against John Cena on Saturday and continues this monumental run as the head of the table, the tribal chief, our universal champion, the person that we acknowledge, Roman Reigns. Yeah. And that's SummerSlam.
Yeah.
SummerSlam goes down this Saturday. NXT Takeover is on Sunday. I'm letting you guys know right now, I'm not gonna be home to watch either one of those shows live, but I'll be watching the replays.
I will. Yeah. I will also be live tweeting. Real quick.
Yeah.
You brought up a certain wrestler with a Pepsi tattoo.
MC Crunk is what I MC
you
Crunk.
know. Yeah.
Is he gonna be there? Is he gonna be there? That's is this gonna be the biggest show in AEW history?
Man, it gotta be.
What if it's Bryan Danielson? I feel like we said this 2 weeks ago as well.
I don't think it'll be. I wouldn't. Me. Yeah. I wouldn't have a problem if it was Bryan Danielson. But what happened if Cult of Personality hits and it's someone like
MJF? Yeah. Oh my god. Oh god. You know how much I cannot stand that guy, but if that would happen,
now that might ruin them. I mean, granted, MJF will get booed out of the building. It'll be a great heel work.
Yeah.
But
my god,
I think that would ruin AEW.
I think so. So I think they would, all of the goodwill that they've built up with the crowd over the last year
right there.
And
DOA.
you know what's so crazy? It wouldn't even be their fault. It would be all of the fans' fault for perpetuating this narrative that CM Punk's gonna be there. They never said CM Punk was gonna be there. But if they don't deliver CM Punk, everybody will feel disappointed, cheated, lied to, hoodwinked,
bamboozled, run them up,
led astray. Yeah, I love all of that.
It wasn't. It's not like what Shawn Michaels did in 2005.
Oh, yeah.
In Canada.
Yeah. Oh man, what heat. What heat. I know you hated him for that. I remember. We talked about it.
Hated. I was like, God, knock your eye string. Like,
but you gotta admit that was a great swerve.
No, that was a good swerve. I hated Shawn Michaels for that for a couple of months.
Yeah,
I was like,
I remember.
Fuck you.
I remember.
But I think at this point here, they have to deliver CM Punk.
Yeah, I think so. And CM Punk saying that, yeah, no, I'm gonna
holy shit. I'm sorry. B-Fab just liked my tweet. Sorry.
Wait, who?
I just B-Fab.
Oh, B-Fab. Oh, shout to.
Shit.
Oh wow.
Woo, that just happened in real time.
Live on air. Hold on.
Live on air. Okay. But yeah. No. But honestly, I think that they should. CM Punk doesn't have to wrestle. CM Punk can just show up.
That's all he got to do. All he has to do is You know what I would do? I would just have him come out like at the very tail end of the show, like literally, like right at the end of the show with a minute left. Just stand.
Cult personality kicks. Boom. Like the lights don't even have to go dark.
Right.
Boom. Cult personality. Boom. We want Living Color. Not in Living Color, you guys. Not the show.
Right.
Living Color, the band. But anyway.
Oh man.
You are. But anyway.
Color.
No, not that. Everybody here is not equal to God. But anyway.
All right. Well.
They got it. CM Punk has got, at this point, he has got to show up.
The moment that you're trying to figure out which tweet. But yeah. I definitely think that.
Oh shit! She retweeted me too. Sorry.
Wait. All right. Oh, a lot's going on right now.
Sorry.
He just did it.
Yeah.
All right. Well. All right. Yeah. I'm a little distracted because trying to figure out what's going on here on the internet.
I'll tell you when we're off air. But CM Punk, they gotta deliver CM Punk.
Yeah.
Even if it's a heel Daniel Bryan, if it's a heel Bryan Danielson, I would not
a heel Bryan Danielson. Oh man.
Yes, I would not be mad at that.
Yeah, we find everything here.
Wow.
Yeah, no, we find here. We work pretty quickly.
Wow, that was pretty fast.
Yeah.
But
Self-page officially, yeah.
But, yeah. Oh my god, cut it off. I'm embarrassed now. Anyway, no, but seriously, I think that it either has to be CM Punk or a heel Bryan Danielson. If they play cult personality and Bryan
facts.
Big facts. Lord.
Big facts.
If they do a swerve like that and Bryan Danielson comes out, they could boo him out the building.
Wait, Paige?
Paige didn't return.
No.
But if they do that swerve like that, it is just Bryan Danielson. That would be a good move. I wouldn't be mad at that. The people probably would boo Bryan Danielson because it's not CM Punk, but they gotta respect the swerve.
I think you know what? Yeah, I think people will be disappointed. I don't think they're gonna boo. I think they'll be disappointed, but I think that they'll be happy with Bryan Danielson. They'll settle for Bryan Danielson. I hate to say it like that, but
that sounds bad when you say it out loud. But
but I don't know. But I like I said, I'm not blaming AEW if they don't deliver CM Punk, but it's like I kind of am at the same time because it's like you guys are not denying it. Like if you know what I'm saying? If they just came out and said, guys, we have not talked to CM Punk, it's not CM Punk. Like You know what I'm saying? Then I could be like, all right, like now, you can shut all of those rumors down. Like, and we're getting out of here. We are getting out of here.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
When they was doing All Out in Chicago, and Punk was doing, I think, WrestleCon or something like that, or some Starcast maybe, with Conrad Thompson, he was there. Right, exactly. Neither side is denying it. That's exactly
That's
that's
what
the
it is.
point.
'Cause- No, that's the thing. Punk usually be like, I'm not showing up to the shit.
Yeah.
So Punk is like, who? Holmes.
Punk, Punk literally said the first time, he's like, "It's not me, guys. I'm not showing up." Right, and he didn't
He
show
has
up,
not
and people
done
was
that.
mad. People was mad that he didn't show up. It's like, fam, he told y'all he's not showing
He
up.
said he wasn't.
But this time, Punk's like, I mean, I'm in Chicago, but I think I have to be at Stars that day, mind you, or he has to do the premiere for Stars that day, mind you. The United Center in Chicago is about 15 minutes away from where he's supposed to be doing this movie screening. So no, it's a TV screening for Heels.
Yeah.
So it's definitely possible that he could be doing both, which I definitely fully believe he is. So yeah, a lot of good points there. Neither side is denying it, and like I said, if it wasn't Punk, I think AEW would have came out already and said, "Guys, it's not Punk."
It's not him.
But all right, that is literally all the time that we have.
That
for
is
tonight.
it. We have given you lots of content, lots of jokes, lots of foolery, lots of fuckery, but it's time for us to go.
Yeah, we got to get out
So,
of here. Yes.
that being said and understood, I've been King V. You can follow me on Instagram at KingV_the ruler and on Twitter at _watch my throne, as you've seen, because V Fab like the tweet. And you
Yeah,
can
bro.
also follow Mike at.
Oh, you can follow me at DJ Mikey Q on Twitter, and on Instagram you can follow me at Mike_EQ. I'm all over the socials.
You can follow the show at Go for the Pin on Twitter,
Oh,
and
okay.
then
Go for the show. Go for the pin show.
Go for the Pin Show on Twitter, and then Go for the Pin _show on Instagram.
Right.
And
subscribe
on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. We may have more things coming.
Yeah.
Maybe a certain pay-per-view that's in our hometown. Maybe.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching or listening.
Yeah.
And any other shout outs you got, Mike?
Nah, I think we're good. I think we're good this week. Support the
There you
Raw
go.
Academic
I was
Show.
like, you forget about it.
Yeah, shout out to the Raw Academic Show, of course, as
Yes.
always. And yeah, we will see you guys next time on Go for the Pin. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.